It's 2 in the morning. The house is silent. Everyone's asleep, except your dog. Because somehow, despite owning a perfectly good dog bed, they're back in yours. They circle once, maybe twice. Then they collapse against your legs and immediately take up 80% of the mattress, leaving you with about 6 inches of space. If you own a dog, you've probably wondered, why does my dog always want to sleep in my bed? Is it warmth, habit, or are they just a little clingy? It sounds simple, but behavioral science says something much deeper is happening. And by the end of this video, you might see that nightly bed invasion in a completely different way. Because what your dog is doing every night might be one of the strongest expressions of trust between two species on Earth. Most people think the answer is simple. Warmth. Dogs get cold. Humans are warm. Problem solved. Except, that explanation falls apart pretty quickly. Think about it. Your dog already has access to plenty of warm places. The couch, the carpet, a sunny patch on the floor. And let's be honest, probably that suspiciously comfortable pile of laundry you left on the chair. So if warmth was the real reason, why do they keep choosing you? The answer has less to do with temperature and more to do with how your dog's brain decides who keeps them safe while they sleep. For animals, sleep is the most vulnerable state there is. When an animal sleeps, awareness drops. Reaction time slows. Defenses disappear. In the wild, that moment can be deadly. So animals evolved strategies to stay safe while sleeping. Some hide. Some sleep in dens. Others sleep in groups where multiple individuals can detect danger. Now think about what your dog does every night. They walk past every quiet corner in your house, every hidden spot, every safe place. And instead, they climb into bed next to a human 10 to 15 times their size. That decision isn't about warmth. It's about trust. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest actually tested this idea. They used a famous psychology experiment called the Strange Situation Test, originally created by Mary Ainsworth to study how babies bond with their parents. The experiment is simple. A caregiver leaves the room, then returns a few minutes later. Scientists watch how the child reacts. Children with strong attachment bonds show a clear pattern. They get distressed when the caregiver leaves, but calm down quickly once they return. So researchers asked a strange question. Would dogs react the same way to their owners? The answer shocked the researchers. Dogs didn't just react similarly. They reacted almost exactly like human toddlers. When their owners left the room, dogs became visibly stressed. When the owner returned, they immediately moved closer, and their stress levels dropped almost instantly. About 61% of dogs tested were classified as securely attached, almost the same percentage seen in human children. Which means when your dog climbs into bed beside you, they aren't being needy. They're staying close to what psychologists call their secure base, the individual their brain trusts most when they're vulnerable. But the story gets even stranger, because this bond isn't just psychological, it's chemical. In 2015, researchers at Asabu University in Japan published a study in the journal Science. They were studying oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical released when parents hold their newborn child. The researchers measured oxytocin levels in dog-owner pairs during interaction, and they discovered something incredible. When a dog looks into their owner's eyes, and the owner looks back, both brains release oxytocin at the same time. The dog's oxytocin rises. The owner's oxytocin rises, which strengthens the bond and makes the dog want to look again, which releases even more oxytocin. Scientists call this the oxytocin loop. And here's the unbelievable part. No other animal on Earth triggers this response in humans. When researchers ran the same experiment with wolves raised by humans, the loop never activated. This bond exists only between dogs and humans. It's something evolution slowly shaped over thousands of years, which leads to a fascinating question. When did humans and dogs actually start sleeping together? The answer goes back at least 15,000 years. Long before farming, long before cities, dogs were the first animals humans ever domesticated. Ancient wolves were drawn to human campsites by food, scraps, fire, and protection. The friendliest wolves survived better. They stayed closer. They reproduced. Generation after generation, they slowly became something new. Dogs. Archaeologists even discovered a burial site in Germany from 14,000 years ago. 2 humans were buried alongside 2 dogs. One of those dogs had survived a deadly disease called canine distemper, which normally kills within weeks. But this dog lived long enough to recover, which means something extraordinary happened. A human cared for that dog, fed it, protected it, nursed it back to health. 14,000 years ago. Dogs weren't just useful. They were already becoming family, and modern science suggests that bond might run even deeper than we thought, because our bodies may actually sync with our dogs while we rest. A study from University of Jyväskylä in Finland measured something called heart rate variability. It's one of the best indicators of how calm or stressed your nervous system is. When researchers monitored dogs and their owners resting together, something surprising happened. Their physiological patterns began to synchronize. When the owner relaxed, the dog relaxed. When the owner became stressed, the dog's nervous system reacted too. 2 completely different species, regulating each other's nervous systems. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., with 6 inches of mattress and a dog pressed against your legs, remember what's actually happening. Out of every warm place in the house, every couch, every cozy corner, your dog chose you. And according to science, that choice might be one of the most powerful expressions of trust that exists between 2 species on this planet. If your dog sleeps in your bed, I want to know. Drop a comment below and tell me where your dog sleeps tonight. And if you've ever wondered why dogs stare at their owners so intensely, the science behind that might be even stranger. You can watch that video right here.